Hey guys, Seanna Cohen here, holistic skincare therapist. And today I'm going to talk about a few mistakes that you might be making in your skincare routine. So, number one is applying moisturizer on dry skin. You might think that you need to let dry your face off completely before you slather on your serum or your moisturizer. But in fact, it's better to be applying it on damp skin. If you think about, if you've ever poured water on a dry sponge, it kind of just pours off. So your skin is the same way. You want it to be a little bit damp, and the products are really just going to absorb in better. So when you use your serum or your moisturizer, make sure your skin is damp, whether that's just from cleansing your skin or using a toner, and then put on your moisturizing ingredients after that. Same goes with oil. Speaking of oil, my number two mistake is using an oil exclusively as a moisturizer. So some skin, if you are relatively hydrated already, an oil on its own might be enough. But an oil on its own is not actually going to impart any hydration or water moisture. So in order to moisturize your skin completely, you need a humectant or water that's going to attract water to itself, and you need an occlusive ingredient. So that's something that's going to lock in all of that moisture. Now, an oil on its own isn't actually going to give you any water hydration. And so if you're dehydrated, the oil is just going to sit on top of the skin and might just kind of, not actually absorb in. And this is where you find you just feel greasy and it's not really doing much. And so in order to solve this problem, just apply a water-soluble serum or a moisturizer first, and then add in your oil or even a more occlusive ingredient, which would be something like a shea butter, cocoa butter, which you often find in a face balm. Apply that over top, and that's really going to lock in all of that moisture. My third mistake is popping those really red inflamed pimples. So I know you probably already know that you shouldn't be popping your pimples. It can lead to scarring and just really bad inflamed areas in your face. The reason is that if it has a red ring around it, maybe there's pus forming, the pimple is still inflamed. So think of it as an infection. You wouldn't be picking out a scab if it's all red and oozy. The same thing with your face. If there's red around it, it's inflamed, it's still infected, don't pop it, because if you do, it's just going to come back. The infection is still there, and so the pus will just form the next day. What you want to do is really apply an anti-inflammatory oil like a black cumin seed oil. Put that on, leave that for a day or two depending. And when the red is completely gone, you can get rid of the pus if you wish, or let a professional deal with it. You don't want to be causing any scarring. Number 4 is applying your eye cream or spot treatments on last. So, normally you'd be applying your moisturizer and then maybe you'd put your eye cream on, and then if you had a pimple, you might be putting on a spot treatment. But the ingredients in these products are really highly concentrated and they're active ingredients. So you want them closest to the skin so that they're going to be fully absorbed and really being most effective. So the best thing is to cleanse your face. If you do have a water-soluble serum, apply that on. And then, put on your eye cream, put on your spot treatments on your pimples or wherever, and then put on your heavier products like your moisturizer and your oil. That way you're going to ensure that those ingredients are really going to absorb in where they need to be. And number 5 is exfoliating in the morning. So you might feel, this is a time to kind of rejuvenate the face, you might use a scrub in the shower. But exfoliating in general in the morning is not a great idea, because every time you exfoliate, you're eliminating some of that skin. You're making the skin it's new, and so it's going to be a little bit more sensitive to the sun. And so you really want to make sure that you exfoliate in the night to give your skin a little bit of break to really protect itself, and that during the day, it's not going to be overly exposed to the sun. Also, when you do exfoliate, make sure to always apply sunscreen, and this will help protect your skin. So those are my 5 top mistakes that you might be making. So make sure to, switch up your routine, rectify these mistakes, and let me know how it goes.